Hello and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andrej.
And I'm Benoit.
And thanks for tuning in. This is the fifth game? Yeah, that's about right. This is the fifth game of the Randolph Draft. Benoit and I are actually sitting in Randolph Pub right now doing this commentary. This brings back good memories. So on the left, that is still me. This is the matchup between me and that's Scott on the right. Game 4 was the alternate version of Runner and Corp.
Yep.
So you have seen my Corp deck before. And it is pretty good, all things said, I think.
Well, you managed to draft a corp deck that fast advance with not biotic, but efficiency, community, and shipment from Sansan.
Yeah.
So we'll see if this works out for you again.
So that's the main way my deck works. 3 efficiency committees, 3 shipment from Sansans. Imagine that. I got all that in draft. No idea what Scott's doing. He had a pretty reasonable corp deck. There's some fun stuff in it.
That's okay, yeah. Pretty taxing.
Pretty taxing, yeah. That little engine's really good.
Little engine, hourglass. We saw ready rings, which is all good cards.
Pretty good stuff. Looks like I take the mulligan. I think that actually is pretty risky. That's pretty good. What
looks like
Scott
stealth.
has. Scott has stealth. Yeah, he has a BlacKat. We redid the cube last week. We were trying to build our own Randolph cube, and I spent a long time arguing that we should keep BlacKat in the cube.
I don't like it. I think it's
don't like it either, but someone needs to have it.
Even if you play stealth, it's not the best breaker, so...
That's what we learned.
That's why it's weird.
After we redid the runner cube, and then I draw a pack, and then I see all these cards I argued for, but I'm not drafting. I learned a lot from that.
All right, so you start with Caprice and Daily Business Show. Which
pretty
is,
good,
Pretty good cards.
So I did mulligan, which I think in Corp... draft the mulligan is huge because if you end up with an agenda flood, I don't have a Jackson. That's really hard to deal with. But I do have some ice. I had a troll, so troll just goes on HQ. That's how troll works. 9 out of 10 times, that's where you put troll. We'll see how things go. Scott is going to poke. I think I might have actually drawn instead of taking another credit, and we are going to res that Enigma just to make Scott lose a credit early.
It takes a lot of confidence to face check with no MU
huge.
Because of Cortex lock now is so huge.
Scott does have a Cortex lock, so that might change what
he
he
knows
thinks.
that there's less Cortex lock possibility.
I did also have a hedge fund in hand, so maybe going down to 2 credits is not the best idea. Maybe I wanted to keep my ice down. However, I did learn in draft that bleeding a 2-pointer off the top of your deck, turn 1 or turn 2, is a huge difference.
Yep.
Because if you're playing from 2 points, 4 points behind, the game is different. You can't make windows by installing an agenda.
At the same time, I'm not that, losing a 2-pointers at the beginning means that I don't draw it. And now I don't have to defend HQ as much. So at the beginning, I'm like, okay, you stole 1. Now I'm not going to draw agendas for a while.
Yeah, and then the next one is an agenda and everything's lost. Yeah, we'll see.
So Earthrise Hotel, expensive, but good card
Super
draw.
expensive, but the draw.
Yeah, but the problem is with 0, can you get back into, you can because of Queen Gambits.
Queen's Gambit is really good.
Yep.
And he had that in his starting hand, I think, so he now knows that he can go down to 0 money and for no credits, get a 6 credits. He was hoping that I was going to install something, and that's actually probably a reasonable bet considering all my servers are iced. Pretty good. Let's hit that troll. Troll's a nice 1 credit tax. Let's see what we trace this out. Usually people lose a click. We did do a correction on the last video that
we did.
It ends the run if you don't have a click to lose. It's not an able thing. So troll is still pretty good. Click loss to access a Chimera. Chimera is real hard to deal with.
But it's pretty expensive for Corp side.
I'll pay 2 credits to score an agenda.
Yeah.
Easily.
But if you have to res it multiple times.
Yeah,
so it's
then
a
it's
good
a
remote ice.
Yeah.
On Centrals, not that convinced.
Oh, on Centrals, I think it's
remote,
awful.
it's perfect.
On remote, it's pretty good.
Because you force the runner to have multiple type of breakers.
Yeah, and Parasite is not as common as you might be used to in Constructed.
Especially in, fast effect, by clone chip.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
It's you don't see that many clone chips or parasites.
Yeah.
So.
Scott does have a Parisha, which is going to help with that asset. Paying 2 credits to trash a Daily Business Show is not too bad. I didn't res it, though, which I'm okay with. Didn't spend any money on that. But now I can't, installing, what's it called? The private contracts empty.
Oh, yeah.
Not the best idea.
Not the best.
We do get a Ghost Runner out there. That is some money.
And that is also signs of what to expect.
The first sign that Scott might be playing stealth.
Yep.
However, I I think you might even just draft that card normally. It's fine, especially in a pawn shop.
It's not that bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
So what is good to know when you're playing against someone with Stealth Breaker? Because I've played a couple Stealth Breakers in the draft. You can expect the runner to be pretty long to set up. Like setting up for stealth
is really long.
Is pretty long. Ghost Runner helps you a lot, but at the same time, you still need to find all your breakers and then maybe a lockpick or what's it called, the killer one?
Silencer.
Silencer. So it takes a while. So as the corp, you can try to fast stuff.
Yeah.
Like push agendas faster than you would against someone else.
I think that's my idea. Putting 2 ice on an empty remote really broadcasts that I hope something comes off R&D or something is coming. He knows Chimera is going to be really hard to deal with stealth. You need all your breakers. Oh, yeah. That's real hard. That Rex does open up R&D, but with a Caprice and I think of a Nisei in hand, you can just go for it.
Yep.
You can really
with Caprice, you can, of course. Yeah. 9 credit should be enough.
Should be okay.
Depending on the ice cost, but...
Yeah, install advance. Don't even need the Caprice. I think that is the Nisei Mark II. Mm-hmm. He knows that if he runs on that server, I can keep him out for just 2 credits. If I'm lucky, there's even something worse there.
Because he saw
Chimera, yeah. Yep. And now HQ is okay. And that's what Troll is good, is if you can keep HQ empty, it's just kind of annoying to check.
Yep.
So there is a film critic on the other side of the table. I know Scott was real excited to play that card, considering it was actually pretty new, considering when we did this.
The only bad thing for him is that he plays one of the Future Perfect in his corp deck. So
that's kind of a hate draft.
Mm-hmm. Film critic's really good against Future Perfect.
Yeah. Running third click, I think, might be pretty bad against Chimera on the basis that you can't install the answer at a hand and rerun, which would be actually pretty clever.
So access is R&D instead.
And for 3 credits, trashing the private contracts?
Using the...
You got to use those credits, right? You paid nothing for them. You might as well use them.
Yeah.
Advance is going to put me on the board. And how? With the Nisei Mark II. And a Caprice in hand.
What a great agenda.
Things are going to get rough.
What a great agenda.
Oh, so good.
Such a good card.
So good.
Yep.
I wish I had some more of those successful demonstrations.
And also just the psychological effect on the runner when the first Nisei is scored is like, your whole world is dead because now...
The way that you're going to win the game by making runs is now in question. But that's the idea. Is then you just have to waste a power card trying to pop that thing. Like if you do a Siphon or Maker's Eye just so they use
Maker's Eye?
Yeah.
And then use it?
Yeah, that's fine.
But still... You used 1 card and 2 credit just to have and pay for the whole run, and then
it just pulled away from you.
It's exhausting.
And precognition.
And you can never fetch an agenda on your last run, so you always have to access twice in the same turn to steal something. It's rough.
With the Fairy out, 2 breakers are up, so the Chimera is losing potency. I'm going to throw a Shadow, I believe, up there on the Enigma. That is annoying. I wouldn't Fairy through that.
Ugh,
no, there's no point.
Rough. Yeah.
Just let me get the money.
Also, good to note that runner ID has 0 link. So makes Troll and other small trace ice a bit more powerful than in Constructed, I believe.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I read some comics on the Stimhack Cube in Stimhack, the forum discussion, and I've been thinking that, because we're trying to build our own draft cube, I guess, that adding IDs after the draft, like custom IDs or just normal IDs, are cool.
Yeah, that is what the Fantasy Flight is doing with the new draft packs.
Yeah, and
you have starting IDs and
they're really specialized, and I think you draft them at the end. Like everyone starts with them.
Yes.
So you can kind of change how, like if you built a deck with a lot of Shaper cards, you can now really benefit from that. The Shaper ID is so good.
Yes.
Oh wow, the Shaper draft ID is great.
But at the same time, maybe the cards in the draft packs are less powerful than other. So it's a good way for them to balance as well. So we're gonna try to do something similar.
Yeah, real cool. Third piece of ice is going to go on that server.
Mm-hmm. Troll always all alone. Troll is all alone.
No, late game he puts something on that.
Yeah.
And now we have all the breakers. That Chimera is now technically useless. I guess with the Nisei counter, you can use the Fairy.
Yeah, make it the Sentry and then kill the Fairy. It's not that bad.
It's not too bad at all.
Yeah, you could put it in just a Caprice and force him to use his Fairy and then face Caprice.
And just do it again.
Yeah.
The agendas are pooling in hand, but with only 4 credits, that kind of looks a bit rough. Efficiency committees do make agenda scores pretty cheap. And an empty remote, I'm going to throw down on market accounts.
And get a credit, probably.
Yeah. If he trashes it, so be it. He doesn't have the money to. And
the thing is, right now your Caprice is in hand, which is not a good place to be, because he could trash it by 1 access.
Oh, the psychological effect of Troll. This is undervalued.
Yeah, but at the same time, the only way for you to defend Caprice in the remote server is to have money.
Yeah,
if you install her right now, you only have 5. So you need to find a way to gain a couple credit before you start installing cards.
Yep. And now the HQ flood actually might be a thing. I think there's actually only 2 in there, so that's not too bad.
Install Caprice and an agenda.
Yeah, I would install Caprice, take 2 credits. Maybe I can tax the ferry out. Looks like I want to protect that marked accounts. It might be a good move, especially if that's cheap ice.
Well, at the same time, right now, all you need to do is take attention away from HQ. Exactly. So by not installing anything and just like making sure you do nothing to...
put an ice on archives, throw out a card. Who knows? Cloak is coming up. I think actually... I'll look at the deck list, but I think Scott might actually have a pretty decent stealth rig. Like, stealth is really gross late game. It gets through anything. For
especially when you're the only one in all the draft.
Yeah, you have all the pieces.
I think we were messing with that around in the first runner pack, saying like, oh, all these stealth cards are coming back. No one's drafting stealth.
Yes.
So he went for stealth after the first pack, and he drafted almost all of them. Yeah.
But that's the only problem, is that you really need the draw to get things together. You see that he did draft 2 express delivery, I think, which is really clever. With 9 credits, it looks like we're going to put the Caprice in there, install advance. Let's see if we can get this fast advance truck rolling. So that's the problem, is on 0 credits. Well, he can probably break that server with just stealth credits.
We'll see.
But Caprice.
Yeah, Chimera as a sentry forced him to use his ferry and then res Caprice.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Makes it through most of the server. Chimera is going to come up. And let's give it the sentry subtype and a Caprice Nisei.
Only problem is that you are left with 4 credit, which is all right, I guess.
That's all you
need. With the
Nisei
Mark II counter.
That's all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Because if I lose this, you just use the Nisei.
Yep.
I'm going to probably bet 1. It's important to know that a lot of times runners do forget the credits that you have. Oh, 0, cheeky. The credits that you do have on the Ghost Runner can be used for things like Caprice, scoring NAPD.
Yes.
If you want to do that. So that is a toasted ferry and nothing to show for it. Advance is going to give me efficiency committee. We are now on 4 points.
Oh, yeah. The only problem with your timing right now is marked accounts is empty. I'm like, it's empty.
Yeah,
it's empty.
Efficiency. Yeah, no, that's kind of rough. But what can you do?
Yep. Wait 1 more turn just to like gain credits.
Yeah,
that would be.
I haven't seen anybody not over advance, but like continue to load
marked
accounts.
Yeah, sometimes when there's only one.
Have a gap?
If you watch the game from Nord Championship,
the North American.
Yeah. When I won, every time my marked accounts is down to 1 credit.
Yeah.
If I have nothing else to do, I'll just put 3 more.
So luckily, I did have the ABT in hand. Install advance and a shipment from Sansan is going to take me to 6 points. I think that only requires 1 credit from hand, which is gross.
Oh, so good.
Well played, Scott. He did have an inside job, which is going to be really good. If I wasn't going to win in the next 2 turns, I probably would have lost.
Yeah.
I think that's the part with the momentum where the stealth really does pick up.
Yeah.
Without fast advance, that was going to be really, really
But Caprice is really good.
Caprice is still good, but I think you could just go to R&D for no credits.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You access 1 card off the top of R&D every turn. You have a chance of doing it.
Yeah, stealth's pretty powerful late game.
Perfect. Hey, well, thanks so much for watching. We have 2 more games from this Randolph draft. They're also fun. Benoit is playing.
All right.
Cool. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Ciao.